The National Rugby League season kicks off next week, and true to form, the damaging headlines have already begun, with allegations of a betting scandal involving players and their manager. On the legal betting front, there's also damaging headlines. The NRL claims the federal government's proposed poker machine reforms will destroy many rugby league clubs, stripping them of more than $200 million in revenue. It's an issue that's playing out in the South Coast electorate of Keira, where the links between politics and the pokies are raising some concerns. Caro Meldrum-Hanna reports.
It was once the battler's game.
Swinging right arm from John Don Dorahy and a couple of punches going in, and there's the start of it.
A rough and tumble era where the working class followed rugby league and voted Labor.
There's the up and under from Dorahy.
John Dorahy was the pin-up boy of the Western Suburbs.
Yeah, Western Suburbs Magpie. Spent 6 years there and thoroughly enjoyed the opportunity to be a fibro.
The star fullback played first grade for New South Wales throughout the 1970s and 80s, going on to captain the first Illawarra Steelers side. His effortless playing style earning him the nickname of Joe Cool.
They said, look, he just does it so easy, he's so cool, and one of the guys said, oh yeah, Joe Cool, and that's how it came.
And it stuck?
Yeah.
And now the 56-year-old has stuck his hand up to become a politician, but not for Labor.
Morning. How are you? John Dorahy?
Oh, good day, mate.
How are you? I just got some information which hopefully for real change down here. We might be able to do something. What do you reckon?
Good as a footy player, mate. We do it by the week.
Well, that's it, yeah. I go the strength of the Steelers.
John Dorahy is hoping to steal the seat of Keira from Labor, but it's not a simple play. The Northern Illawarra electorate is home to a strong working class community, and it's been prized Labor territory since 1988.
I've always been a Conservative Liberal supporter and voter, but I have voted Labor, yes. But on this occasion, you know, I've stuck my hand up because I know that the values the Liberal Party stand for, that the pathway that they want to take to the future under a Barry O'Farrell leadership is the right way to proceed.
But Dorahy is fighting against big odds. Labor currently holds the seat of Keira by a massive margin of 22%.
I'm not daunted by the task. I know that the people here in going out and seeing him on the street and door knocking are all saying, look, John, we've had a gutful.
We're voting for Liberal this time, yep.
And definitely. Why is that? Are you usually a Labor voter?
We are usually a Labor voter, but we've just seen a couple of changes that haven't been going our way.
The upcoming election, have you decided who you'll vote for?
Yes.
And who's that?
The Liberal.
I have voted Labor most of my life, yes. So the chances are I might change this time.
People who I'm meeting in the street and people who I'm meeting at their doorstep are saying, oh, look, don't worry, you don't have to introduce yourself. I know who you are. Look, love watching you play football.
John Dorahy may not need to introduce himself, but this man does.
Right. How are you? Yeah. How you going? Good.
33-year-old Ryan Park is the newly appointed Labor candidate for Keira. The former high school teacher turned senior transport bureaucrat inherited the seat from his boss, outgoing MP and former Transport Minister David Campbell.
John Dorahy may be a fantastic footballer, without a doubt. He may be a nice person. But John Dorahy is not the person who can deliver the services and infrastructure for this community. He doesn't know how to fight. He doesn't know how to fight to get resources in government. He doesn't know the battles he's going to be up against. You know, as a Deputy Director of Transport, why hasn't he pushed funding into this region? And that just goes with all the spin that comes out of them.
You're a senior bureaucrat there. I mean, at some point you need to take responsibility for that.
Look, let's make it very clear. Transport is a priority for this local community. We have got one of the largest commuter corridors in the region.
But that doesn't answer the question. Do you take responsibility for the mood now across New South Wales for the great failures of the Labor government with transport?
No, what I take responsibility for is moving forward. I am treating this like a marginal seat. There are no such things as safe Labor seats anymore.
Today, Ryan Park is taking his marginal seat campaign to the suburb of Corrimal. He said this was his high visibility spot, but today there's no one there.
Hello. How are you, mate? How you going? Good to see you. Yeah, again. Hello. Hello.
If opinion polls are right, it's going to be a very, very difficult election, which is why since late October, early November, I have been out there every single day putting my best foot forward.
Ryan Park. I'm the Labor candidate for Keira. I'm taking over from David Campbell. Trying to take over from David Campbell. So I'm taking over from David Campbell. So I'm out there doing my best, put my best foot forward.
He may be putting his best foot forward, but he's getting some help along the way from his predecessor.
Look, I've got a great relationship with David Campbell. He's very well respected in our local community. He's someone who I chat with regularly, but I do need to make this clear. This is my campaign. This is a campaign that I am leading, that I am running.
Or is it? Stateline has been given a preview of Ryan Park's latest election leaflet. It's an endorsement from his mentor David Campbell, and there's even support thrown in from a Steelers rugby league legend. Has Labor lost the support of the rugby league community and the club's community?
No, I don't think they have. In this community, David Campbell and other local members have worked tirelessly providing government grants for the local club industry.
Labor may have worked tirelessly, but it's Liberal leader Barry O'Farrell who's getting all the attention.
Can I particularly welcome the leader of the state opposition, Barry O'Farrell.
In December, Barry O'Farrell announced that if elected, the Liberal Party would cut the pokies tax for clubs in exchange for increased community donations.
Which is great news for our leagues clubs and great news for our footy clubs.
I'm not a poker machine player. I find them boring, but people find
it. You built a career on selling them, though.
I did, yeah, but it's like any commodity, or fruit or veg or whichever. There's someone there to purchase it.
John Dorahy isn't just a successful footballer. He's also a successful businessman for the electronic gaming machine industry. His CV reads like a who's who of the gaming world, with stints at Star Games, IGT, Aristocrat, and now Director of Business Development at Cashcode. He's also a member of the Board of Directors at the West Illawarra Leagues Club, which has the highest number of pokies in the Illawarra.
It's been a legal application function here in New South Wales for some 50-odd years, and I can't see why it should be taken away from people.
Kate Roberts is the founder of the Gambling Impact Society of New South Wales. She's also on the federal government's Expert Advisory Committee for Poker Machine Reforms.
We know that Clubs New South Wales and other areas of this industry have paid lobbyists into government. We know that they give significant donations. We also know, for instance, at the moment that the club industry has already suggested that they're going to put in $10 million this year and $10 million next to fight the federal gambling reforms. That's money that's come from our communities being spent to maintain their corporate identity under the guise of a not-for-profit organisation.
It's been put to me that there is a potential for a severe conflict of interest.
Well, there's no conflict of interest at all.
So people here can be confident there is absolutely no conflict of interest?
There is absolutely no.
With your business associations, your role with Clubs New South Wales?
Correct.
Well, then I think he needs a serious review. I mean, there is no doubt that anyone who is so closely aligned with the benefits of this product can really be making informed choices for the community that's being harmed. And that means potentially all of us.
There are more than 198,000 pokies in Australia. New South Wales is home to a staggering 50% of the nation's poker machines, and the Illawarra has become a gambling hotspot. A big problem with gambling and pokie addiction right across the Illawarra, it's described as a red zone.
Okay.
Were you aware of that?
I'm aware that in Australia that certain people have addictions to gambling. They also have addictions to alcohol.
John Dorahy was unaware that the Illawarra was a red zone for gambling.
Well, then I guess you need to start thinking about how do you represent your community with such levels of blindness.
And will you be relinquishing your role then, working with a the cash payment company you're currently with now?
I work for a Canadian company, and certainly, it's a big question that have to be answered. Should I be elected? And it's a hypothetical at this point, and I retain my job because I love my job.
Jobs aside, there's a lot at stake in the gamble for Keira, and these two candidates aren't placing any bets just yet.
Look, this is close. I'm certainly not I'm not a betting person. I wouldn't say one way or another at this stage.
You don't worry about what the critics are saying or what the people are looking at. It's a matter of what you do on game day.
A penalty, and it's against Western Suburbs.